I'm starting to realize that Chloë Grace Moretz loves these post-apocalyptic films. Somehow she just always ends up in them. And if she does, I'm still going to check it out. I think she's fantastic, and this definitely piqued my interest with this film. We got a lot to talk about, so let's jump into my review of the new film, Mother Android. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're reviewing the film Mother Android, which is coming to HULU December 17th. Now, as I said, this film stars Chloë Grace Moretz, who plays the character Georgia, alongside of her boyfriend Sam, who's played by Algee Smith, who's been really stepping his game up since I seen the start of his career. So I was automatically interested in that tangent right there, that tandem, shall I say, in the chemistry. And while I have to be honest, I didn't quickly buy into it because I thought Sam was just flat out annoying. It was all for the better good of the story, because we saw, before we talk about everything with the post-apocalyptic comment I made, we just saw a couple who was suspecting the kid, who wasn't even expecting being together, happened to battle the world ahead of them. Just that. Until there's this other thing happening here. Well, as the title states, Mother Android. Well, we know who the mother is because, as I said, Georgia is pregnant. So Android, who is that? Well, okay, they're living in a distant future, near future, should we say. This is why you get the post-apocalyptic thing, or whatever you want to call it, where androids are basically a common thing in the house. I mean, they're basically now just your Siri, your Alexa, except in Android form. They take commands and so on. However, look at that. I said her name and then she starts talking. But instead, they are a service to their customers. However, something kind of bad happens. And as we always say, artificial intelligence continues to learn and learn and learn. To what point do they decide to just go off on a limb by themselves? And that's where the unexpected happened, where the androids then turns against the humans. So now, we got humans with skeletons, and then you have androids, exoskeletons, which give them the automatic advantage towards the humans. And now people are out here trying to survive. And because they're androids, you can't tell who is who, because you can see a person that appears to be a human who actually isn't. So you have that, along with some other likely things that are happening in the world and whatnot. But ultimately, it's about the two of them and their survival, and also the delivering of their soon-to-be baby. So yeah, she's pregnant in this. I think she's 8 months pregnant, and yeah, things and again, it's already difficult between the two of them, but now they have a baby, and now they're like, oh, I guess we got a co-parent in this world that we're trying to survive in, and so on. And they're truly put to the test. There's so many different things that are happening, trying to find safety, egos, disagreements between the two parents, the delivery in a world of, well, where do you go that's safe? Because there is, in order to get to certain sanctuaries, so we say, they do have to go across dangerous territories, especially one place called No Man's Land, which, no matter if you're talking about World War II or you're talking about this near future, No Man's Land is exactly what it is, No Man's Land. And that means it's a place that's obviously super infectious with androids, which they have to go through in order to get to where they're trying to go, etc., etc., etc. And they have goals, they have a plan, and so on. And even though they totally don't agree on these plans, they have a plan as to where they can find safety, where they hear there is no androids at, and they have protection and so on. So there's that. Now, this film, I thought the pacing could have been better. I was struggling in the first part of the film. I was kind of like, I'm not buying into the chemistry of them. This is kind of lingering a little bit and so on. But as it progressed, things got better, the plot got better, the plot got more interesting. I also felt like the acting and everything else picked up. The sci-fi was okay. The androids look like Terminators. They really did. Like, once we see the first exoskeleton, it absolutely looked like a T-1000. It's verbatim. So like, yeah, at some point Skynet is going to be involved in the sequel of this, which they do seem like they're trying to set up something after this, shall I say. But yeah, with the sci-fi, the special effects, well, did I say sci-fi earlier? The special effects and the visuals with the CGI, there were some scenes that did not look good, especially these one scene where they were being chased by droids in the woods. I thought that looked bad. But yeah, the practical effects, I couldn't really tell, so I guess we'll say they're good. But like I said, the T-1000s were pretty good. The T-1000s, yeah, they were pretty good. But like I said, there was a lot building up in this story, this first film, that makes me feel like they're trying to set up for a sequel, which sometimes is a little problematic, because when you're thinking about step 2 before step 1, then you obviously have a problem. And I felt like the first part of this film was thinking ahead so much that it forgot that it needed to still deliver a movie here. I understand there's an overall purpose with the story, but like, I felt like the first part of the movie, I was really struggling for attention, to keep my attention and whatnot. But like I said, as things picked up, more action, more drama, and all sorts of different things. Gore, we can even say some gore. Things did get better, but yeah, there's tons of cliffhangers. I mean, there's so many cliffhangers, it would have been criminal for them to just like put a bow on this and say, all right, that's it. But yes, they did leave this on a note that it seems like they want to do a sequel, which I will be a fan of, because I really like Chloe. I think she's good. She was really good, and her acting, like I said, as it got deeper in the film, it got better. Because in the beginning, her and Algee, I thought they were a little bit off, but they got more comfortable with each other. And maybe that's on purpose, because I think you had to display the tension between these two young adults, and now a dysfunctional couple, which now are basically soon to have a kid, and it's a life-changing thing. Oh, and by the way, that android that was once serving you is now trying to kill you. So a lot of life-changing things are happening. So, but I do think this is a film that you should check out. The cast is pretty good. Directed by Mattson Tomlin, who's done Project Power and Little Fish. So you know, if you've seen those films, then you kind of get an idea what the visuals are going to be like, the pacing of the film and whatnot. And then I think, you know, Chloe, she just finds her way in these post-apocalyptic genre movies, and so she flourishes in them. So, you know, you also know what you're getting there too. And then, like I said, Algee's just been getting better and better in his performances. And like I said, it was just all an uphill battle for them. But once they got to the peak, things were pretty solid. So I'm more overly excited for a sequel than to even watch this again, because I feel like this film introduced the world and introduced what the dilemma is within the world and the characters. But I feel like the second film would actually be like really, it will make just more sense, because this film, I don't know, it's just the pacing, I guess. But I don't know, you check it out, you be the judge. Jump in the comments and let me know. And as always, stay tuned for more movie reviews very soon.